What's up, YouTube? Good morning. Wake it on up. And this is your morning yard stream. What is up, Triple C? In the building already. Thank you for coming. You learn who the early risers are. We learn who the early risers are. Yes. We had an eventful evening last night, didn't we, people? Hope we got some stuff done. Hope we reach some hearts and minds. Hope we convinced enough people that willful ignorance will not help out our community in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So I hope we got all that out in the open. Good morning, Keisha Ray. Yes, come on in. All right. Yeah, come on in. We got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. First, what I'm going to do is, hold on. Let me let this guy move. Because what I really want to do, what I really want to do is take some questions from the chat in a second. So what I want to do first, though, is have a little weekend review of what went on this week. And first, we had, the week began on Sunday, of course, is when the week starts. And the Philadelphia Eagles started the week by winning the Super Bowl, their first ever. Congrats to them. I've been running into Eagle fans all week, and they have been extremely humble and appreciative of the title that their favorite sports team earned. They have not been at all braggadocious, arrogant, none of that. The typical things that you get from Philly fans when it comes to their sports teams. You haven't been getting that. So I thought that was refreshing. But all that tells me is that's just somebody people who were invested in something and just wanted to see something happen for the sheer want of just to see it happen. Not, that they're going to take it and use it to talk trash or any of that. So it's like they're just like, finally, man. So congrats to those people who get any type of enjoyment out of life. I'm not going to knock it. Who am I to do such a thing? So, secondly, we had some information that I've been coming off this week in review that I've been learning and coming into. And a lot of that has to do with this Hassan Campbell fella who's been pretty much off my radar because of the things that he talks about. And though I find it deplorable and outright childish in the manner that he engages in it, which would lead him to be, shamed. It's just the filth and shit that he says is so disgusting sometimes, man. I don't even want to hear that shit. And I appreciate the people who actually do listen to him so that they can actually make points from the shit that he says, and let other people who may not have ever heard it know what this individual is really about. Then we had this week, also at the beginning of the week during the Sunday Sundown stream, I was visited by your local YouTube Godfather troll. I got Godfathers trolling my chats and shit. But the local YouTube Godfather, self-proclaimed activist. When did y'all know that Sarnetta was an activist? Because I want somebody to help me find that footage, because I could have sworn you said you ain't no activist. You just here to give something to the people. Some shit you said, but it wasn't no goddamn activist. It was like it was the complete opposite of being an activist, because you were being approached about some shit. And you guys always know how you backtrack and flip-flop whenever you get approached with some weird shit that you said and you got to answer for it. Or people call you to answer for this shit, you try to flip on them. But I digress. Anyway, he came to my chat yet again. We ignored him. Well, I ignored him, but you guys didn't. You guys generally make it uncomfortable for all the trolls. Look at those chemtrails, yo. Look at that shit. Though that's not fuselage. Not that long, because I don't even see no goddamn planes. And that shit dissipates right behind the plane. See? That's fuselage. I don't know if y'all can see that shit. I'm gonna switch my fucking camera so that you can see that shit. Can y'all see that? See how it's going away right behind him, right behind the plane? See how it's going away? It's not no long, thick ass X and lines in the air. Come on, man. But people who talked about that shit was crazy. When you used to talk about it, you were deemed crazy. So, anyway, old Frankie. We dealt with him this week when we had a powerful Sunday Sundown stream. If you missed it, the video can be found on Derek Jones Talks Live. Also this week, Sarnetta was back in the news. We had a couple of Munchie stories here and there. They're trying to turn Munchie into Tupac. Basically trying to say the sister wasn't or isn't, but I seen a freaking little funeral thing that's neither here nor there, because I know that somebody made it, so it can be made. But at the same time, man, to act like somebody would go through all of that shit to gain some sort of YouTube fame, whoever would do something like that needs clinical help, mental health, like immediately. And a part of me wishes it was true that she was doing some shit like that, because at least she would be alive still, if that's the case. So we had an interesting week. As this week comes to a close, though, we had some more startling information. First, we want to send out our condolences to Unk's crack pipe. I heard that Sarnetta successfully clipped his page, one of his pages, but Unk has backup pages, so I hope everybody goes and subscribes to them. I know I will be. So speaking of Unc Crackpipe and Sarnetta, there was a little issue closing this week out with these two. Now, Sarnetta is claiming that Unc's Crackpipe is exploiting his daughter and putting her in danger. Not only is he claiming that Unc's Crackpipe is exploiting his daughter and putting her in some sort of danger, he's also saying that Sarah Sutanseti and young Pharaoh are involved in this in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Which would lead any reasonably sane adult to conclude that you're saying that excuse me, Sarah Sutanseti and young Pharaoh are setting up troll pages and to endanger your daughter. They're setting up troll pages and creating fake accounts through people so that they can use them to exploit your daughter. Now, Sarnetta, that's a man-sized accusation. And I don't have any problem with anybody making a man-sized accusation except for the fact that you have to have what is called man-sized proof. You need to have overwhelming evidence. You should have overwhelming evidence to back up all of that. Because if you don't, not only do you look extremely horrible in front of the eyes of the people again, which probably doesn't mean shit to you because it wouldn't be the first time, but this shit is also fucked up because here you go again calling the law on young Pharaoh and Sarah Sutanseti. It's like he wants to eliminate those two so bad. It's like he wants to eliminate them so bad that he is so resolute in his stance against them that he is willing to just continue to use law enforcement, the same law enforcement who are basically ran by the people who are the enemy of his people. So says him. You can listen to any video and hear him say it, who his enemy is, the white man. He is willing to use these people on young Pharaoh and Sarah Sutanseti for no other reason than some bullshit ass YouTube beef. Then some bullshit ass YouTube popularity contest. Because these two are still popping. He's still mad about an alleged $10,000 that they cost him. Not to mention, he's still mad. He's still claiming and holding on to the stance that Sarah Sutanseti and young Pharaoh were set to make $7,000 apiece, basically saying that he had $14,000 set aside to pay those two for their participation in the decipher and whether or not the Metanessa was deciphered or not. So all of that is what he said, and he's still pissed about it. And then just as recently as this week, this man has conjured up and concocted some story about his daughter being in danger from a person who is running a YouTube page. And this person who's running this YouTube page, he says he knows for a fact, is backed by young Pharaoh and Sarah Sutanseti. So he is so concerned for his daughter, who he put out on the internet. We met Sarnetta's children. Remember his son? Because he got a son too. Remember, like, we met Sarnetta's children through Sarnetta bringing them out on YouTube. This man is so upset that they showed that they had a video of the same little girl that he brought out already, that he's going to call the police on them. And he's going to call the police on a live stream. And also on this live stream, he is going to narrow down in a 2 to 3 block radius where he actually lives and where this girl, whose picture was all over YouTube apparently or supposedly, and some sort of exploitation situation, he's going to narrow down on live television, YouTube television, where he lives and where she lives. But he's trying to protect her. So that's what happened this week, guys. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know what else to say. I guess it's time to switch gears and begin to take questions from the chat, because that is what I plan to do this morning. So, chat, fire away. Oh, yes. Yeah, thank you, Triple C. I wish we could really hammer that home this weekend. And we're going to say this one more time, people. Sarnetta will not be renting the Apollo Theater to hold any award show. I'm going to say this one more time. If you have any dreams, delusions, illusions of getting clothes and tickets to come to New York to the famed Apollo Theater to see where dreams are made and legends are born, you will not, and thinking that you will see some sort of Sarnetta production live out of that place, I swear to you, you are sadly mistaken. I want people to use this as a measuring stick against Sarnetta. I want you to use Sarnetta's own mouth, his own words, his own everything as a measuring stick against him. Meaning, if you say you're going to produce all this stuff, then it's time to start producing stuff. If you got people right now all over YouTube saying, yo, nothing's popping off at no Apollo with this nigga. Unless this nigga got some benefactor that we don't know about, that he's just hiding in the cut, nigga, like, yo, there's no way in hell he's gonna pull this shit off. And if he has a benefactor like that, why would he even need to come to you for the money in the first place? There would have been no need for that. So what we're trying to explain to you is, if we're predicting to you now that this shit is not going to happen, that he is going to switch gears, he is going to say, yo, these people hated on me so much that we can't do it at the Apollo. Now, he's not going to explain to you how that makes sense, how somebody making a YouTube video that probably only got 2,000 views or some shit like that made it impossible for him to do a whole fucking event that he was paying for, whatever, etc., had money for. How we would stop that. He's not going to go into depth and explain that shit to you, but he's just going to say that shit to you. And you guys should use this as a measuring stick. If this doesn't take place, you have to tell us, you have to be real and say, yo, y'all told us so. You have to be real and say, yo, you know what? I like Sarnetta, or I like this person, but for real, man, them niggas told me so. Like, they said this was gonna happen, and it's happening. Maybe there's some sort of truth to what somebody's saying to you. Maybe there's some fucking sense to, and some actual reality to what somebody's saying to you, man. I said it before, I'll say it again. Nobody woke up one day and just started hating Sarnetta. So, or none of those people. I still don't use the term hate. Because I don't hate Sarnetta. I just don't give a shit about him because he's full of shit. Like, Sarnetta's a con man to me. Like, he's a con artist type dude. And he's been doing it so long, he's not going to change. He's been doing it and he perceives it to be successful. So as long as he's perceiving that shit as success, nigga, that shit's a wrap. He's not gonna stop doing that shit. Why would he? In his mind, that's how he feels. Why would I stop doing it? The fuck? I'm profiting off this shit. Oh, man. I really had fun last night, though. For those who were a part of the live stream, for those who weren't, please go check it out. It was just, we had fun last night. We always do. It's time for me to turn this in. It's my customary break, 30-second break, so I can go turn my papers in. It's freaking cold out here this morning. When I turned my car on this morning to warm it up, and then my lady she was bringing me to work, it was like, the shit said ice. That's how I knew it was gonna be cold. Okay, guys, I'm muting you for a second. Oh, man. So, there you have it, people. I'm back. But there you have it. Your weekend of review. We've still got things to do. Like I said, I wanted to focus on a couple other things. I'm still looking for Sabir Bey. We got the new Dizzy Cochran is trying to produce a little mini series with Shaka Amos and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shaka is really trying to push his new album, Shaka Amos, as fabulous as ever. So he's trying to push that out to the people. I want y'all to go fuck with the brother. If y'all can support Sarnetta, you can support him. You know what I'm saying? Shaka out here with heels to the ground. I'm joking. Yo. Terry Jones Talks Live, man. It's your morning yard stream. Peace, people.